everyone. So there's been so much hype at the moment around AI and how this functionality is going to be integrated into PCs. Using AI technology, I have invited Brandon, our European VP for PCs, to join me and help us demystify AI and what it means for us and for our partners. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Debbie.
I'm hoping you can help us break down the concept of AI in really simple terms. What exactly is an AI PC and why is everyone talking about it?
Yeah, great question. And I think before we look at answering that one, let's just go back to what is Gen AI and why is it important when it comes to PCs of the future? If we look at Gen AI, it's becoming embedded across many types of work: automation, data optimization, content creation, code generation. It's really about automating the routine and mastering the complex. And I think that concept then ports over to why do you need an AI PC? You know, let's see first, what exactly is an AI PC? If we think traditional PCs, they have a CPU, a GPU, a graphics processing unit, they have memory, they have storage, and 9 times out of 10, we use a device or devices to interact with it, mouse, keyboard, etc. You know, and that won't change on AI-enabled PCs in the future. However, the secret sauce of what makes a PC AI-enabled is the addition of what we call a neural processing unit, or an NPU. And this is really the game changer on how a personal computer will do AI computations on the device, what we call on the edge, off the cloud, now at the user in front of them. And this NPU is going to be crucial for that to happen.
I've heard the terminology TOPS. Can you help me to better understand it and what it does?
Yeah, you know, that's very good. And for those who have never heard of TOPS before, it stands for trillions of operations per second. And this is really a metric used to quantify the computational performance of a computer system, and in particular in terms of its ability to perform mathematical operations. TOPS is commonly associated with specialist hardware accelerators. For example, as I mentioned, they're neural processing units, but it also measures the speed of graphical processing units, or GPUs. And when it comes to AI PCs, when you evaluate the AI PC or chip design for deep learning tasks, you will really start measuring that in TOPS. So the higher the TOPS value indicates the better performance for AI-related computations. And, you know, if you think about it, you will see machines that talk about having a top speed of 30 TOPS, 40 TOPS, 45. And Microsoft is recommending, a TOPS of 40 and above for AI-enabled computing.
A lot in that. So you talk about NPUs. Who makes them?
Yeah, so NPUs will be brought out by the typical processor manufacturers. Intel's just released their latest range of Core Ultra processors that contain NPUs. You have AMD, who's released Ryzen, the 7040 and 8040 series. They also contain NPUs. And you'll have new players entering the market for the likes of Qualcomm, who will be bringing their Snapdragon Elite X, which will run on ARM architecture, but will also contain an NPU and is AI enabled. And then, of course, we have Apple, and they also have the M1, M2, and M3 processors that have just been launched that also support neural processing units. So you can expect that all of the traditional processor manufacturers will be including neural processing units on their devices, this year, and bringing out more models out into the years ahead.
Sounds great. And what about the PC OEMs? Are they all going to have AI-enabled PCs?
Yes, absolutely. I think we've seen some early machines coming out already, but you can expect that every vendor will bring out AI-enabled PCs running either the AMD, Qualcomm, Intel, and obviously Apple will be running its own chips. But we expect to see probably a ramp up of new models coming out from June onwards. And into next year, you could expect that almost all new machines coming out, introduced into the market, will have a flavor of AI-enabled models.
And I guess from what you're saying, this isn't only going to work on Microsoft?
No, absolutely. I think, to me, think of it always in the layers that make up the computing ecosystem. We will have the OEMs with their units in there. There will be components. So we'll have the likes of Intel, AMD, Qualcomm, etc. And then on top of that, you will have the operating system. So you will have Google, traditional Microsoft, all of those operating systems will support, AI-enabled PCs. But more importantly, it's what you layer on top of the operating system. So whether it's Mac, whether it's Windows, it's actually the apps on top of that. You'll harness the true benefits of AI computing.
And I guess apps is the key piece. So where do the software fit into the AI ecosystem?
Yeah, so as I said, we'll be used to our usual operating systems, and then we'll have the application sitting on top. And I think that the best example that we recognize today would be Microsoft Copilot. This is your AI assistant sitting on top of the Windows architecture that is bringing you the AI computational power, using the new processor capabilities with NPUs. And then you'll really have the use cases for those apps. So again, Microsoft Copilot, one we recognize, but you will also see things coming out from Zoom, from Adobe. So a lot of software manufacturers will be bringing out AI features on their software in the future that will benefit from having this new functionality of neural processing units on the hardware.
Thanks for that. So what benefits can our users expect from these AI-enabled PCs?
Yeah, great question. I think we need to get comfortable understanding these benefits internally so that we can articulate them out to our resellers. So I think the first one is around productivity. An AI PC is definitely going to help automate repetitive tasks, help with data analysis, and provide context-aware recommendations. So it really is about freeing up your time, streamlining some of the day-to-day constant activities that users do. Second one is it delivers a smart assistant onto your desktop. If we take, for example, virtual assistants, an example of which is Copilot, it can suggest code, it can provide relevant information, and it can even generate content for you. And if you think a simple thing like a meeting, it can take notes, it can summarize the notes, it can put them into actions, and it can actually send those actions out to the relevant owners or leave them as actions for you to complete on your PC. I think the next one is it's going to allow us to become far more creative than we used to being. No longer will you have to be a specialist in something, for example, a graphics designer, a DJ. What this is going to enable you to do is actually bring out that creativity simply by asking AI to do that creative thinking for you. It will help you just put in some details and create you a logo. It will be able to create you a script in case you want to do a speech. So, this creativity and personalization is a big concept and benefit for people. I think a simple one that we all get is as you put these neural processing units in there, the processing speed of data will grow exponentially. Things will become much faster to analyze. The outcome will become far clearer. Running simulations and machine learning will be done at the snap of a finger when it comes to AI PCs. In addition to that, we also have enhanced security. Security is a big risk today when it comes to edge computing. And what AI will do is help with detection, prevention. It will also use machine learning and algorithms to look at patterns and anomalies, to do early threat detection. Then there's this natural language processing benefit that AI PCs will bring. It understands and can compute natural language. It can translate text. It can take notes. It can become even aware of a conversation and start to provide output from the input that you give in a conversation. We need to get used to also talking to our computers, because that's really one of the key benefits that AI will bring in return, is it will be able to answer you. And then there's this whole idea around the customization and personalization. Your machine will no longer just be the same as the other, 10 million, 20 million users out there. It will learn from you. You will learn from it. The more you put in, the more it will give back to you. But it will also be intelligent to realize that the light changed in a room and change your screen settings. So it will all become around the personal experience, no longer just being one of many. And last but definitely not least is around energy efficiency. A lot's been said over the last few years around electricity consumption, reducing energy costs. AI PCs and this new set of processes is really going to bring down consumption. It will also use AI intelligence to manage electricity consumption and reduce extend the battery life, reduce consumption, provide an all-round better PC experience for the user.
There's so much to it. It's very exciting. So why TD SYNNEX? What is our value proposition to our partners?
Yeah, great question. And I think an easy one to answer is it's around portfolio, skills, and expertise. If you think about it, we've got an amazing portfolio to enable a true AI experience. That starts with your computing. That starts also with the peripherals that you attach onto it, whether it be a camera, a speaker, a room-enabled conference center. That's how you bring AI to life, through input and output. But then on top of that, we can overlay it with our skills around software applications. We're first to market with Copilot. We have the knowledge and expertise of the application that brings value to the conversation on the computing power and the device that helped you interact with AI on a day-to-day basis. So I think we should always think about it as a package. AI is not about just the hardware, just the software. It really is about putting that all together as a solution. And I believe TD SYNNEX, with its portfolio and its application, software, hardware skills, we are the best in market to bring a full AI solution to our customers in the future.
Thank you, Brandon. I totally agree. I've learned a lot today. This new technology is certainly very exciting for all of us.
You're welcome, Debbie. And, as we go through this journey together, for those who don't believe that AI adds value, let me tell you, just today, whilst listening to this has been created on an AI platform. The speech and wording has been created on ChatGPT 4.0. We've used an AI tool to create the script. So it is there. It does help efficiency, and it does digitalize our world and make us far more creative. So, it's a thing that's here today, but an exciting future for all of us.